Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to come. This week as I'm recording between Christmas and New Year's is so exciting because you've all these ideas, right? My family and I are doing a sugar detox. We're doing a sleep increase. We're resetting, right? And we're talking about goals. My husband and I just had a great date yesterday going over all our favorite memories from the year. I use this week in particular, for reflection, for really engaging your heart with gratitude about what you accomplished this past year, what was great, what went well, and what made your heart come alive. Good morning, Megan. And then this coming year, as you look at your goals, I put together a whole podcast episode on this, but I wanted to make sure I touched base and gave you if you did this one thing, that your results for all of it would change. For whatever your goal is. I don't care if your goal is fitness oriented, or if it's relationship oriented, or if it's just a personal growth thing for yourself. Maybe you just want to be somebody who follows through and does what you say you're going to do, and that you want to break free the yo-yo cycle that you might be in. Hello, Jennifer. But here's the one thing, and I hope, let's go a little, you know what? I have two pens. I can do a little, Rebecca, good morning. Here's my little drum roll. We're talking goals for next year. Ready? The goals for next year. Number one thing to do as you think about planning for your goals: don't overcomplicate them. Keep them simple. And I don't mean that they need to be small or easy. But the thing is when we set a goal that means a lot to us, we often make it too big. We make it feel too much of a mountain, and it doesn't have to be that hard. Now, here's the thing. It is going to be challenging to follow through, but guess what? You're somebody who can do hard things. I know it's in you. And I think if we can start reframing ourselves to know we're going to expect there to be challenge, we're going to expect it to be inconvenient. We're going to expect to not want to be consistent on what we want to do, whether it's detoxing sugar, maybe it's showing up to the gym every day, but you don't showing up to the gym is a great example. It doesn't have to be that hard. We can set ourselves up for more success by leaving little things out, by having your gym shoes by the door with the clean socks in them and your sports bra right there, by having everything you need already preset. So a lot of this goes into what is it that you want? Here's my question for you. What is it that you want? Why do you want it? And what are you willing to do to get it? Because I think we know what we want, but we have to ask ourselves, are we willing to stick the course? And that is why I wanted to give you that one thing of not overcomplicating it. Don't overcomplicate what it's going to take to get to where you want, or what the change that you need to make. Maybe your goal is to grow closer to God. And how do you do that? Well, you spend time with God. You open your Bible every day. And show up. I think the overthinking it, and we want this perfect plan and the perfect diet or the perfect Bible study to follow or the perfect way to improve our whatever skill. It's not about the perfection. It's not about the plan, you guys. It's about consistency. And that's why I really want you to lock in on the secret to success. The secret to success for your goals in 2019 is to be showing up. It is that if you commit to say you are somebody who shows up, my friend, you will be successful. Because if we only actually just did what we said we were going to do, we would be able to achieve everything we set before ourselves. We would make the change in every capacity that we want to change. So if you want to write a book, if you want to grow your business, if you want to lose 20 pounds, if you want to stop playing small and go get into life, if you want to start a new hobby, you want to volunteer, whatever's on your heart, the secret to success in it, the way you're going to follow through this year, the way it's to not overcomplicate it. What your job is to wake up every day and do something towards that goal. So I mentioned before as I started today's live that I have a whole podcast episode on this. We go in episode number 298 of the Confidence Podcast, which I hope you've listened to by now, but if not, no worries. You can pop some earphones in. It is free. You get it in iTunes or directly on my website at trishblackwell.com/298. It's episode 298. We're talking about how to set goals successfully for the new year, because that's what we're doing. This week is a big goal setting week for a lot of people. And I am going to walk you through successful goal setting. I'm going to share with you how to follow through more consistently than you ever have before, and then what to do to make sure that you succeed this year. And I'm going to give you a hint. A lot of it is how to simplify it, right? And also the thing is when we overthink or overcomplicate a goal, we make it seem really, really, really hard. And here's the deal, I don't think it's going to be as hard as you think it will be. Now, will it be hard to stay consistent? Yes. But I'll remind you that you can do hard things and you've got the ability to show up. If you just determine that even if you have a setback, that you're going to keep showing up, then you will succeed. Even if you feel discouraged that you're going to keep showing up, then you will succeed. And so I don't think that all of our effort needs to be on planning how to do what we want to do, and effort needs to be on showing up. How do we make sure you show up? How do we keep this a priority in your life? I just want to ask you, what is it that you want to change most in your life? And what could happen in 1 year? What can happen in 1 year is we can't even comprehend it. I mean, I love thinking about, I have a new niece and she's adorable. And then I think she's 4 months old. She wasn't here last year. Like, she was only, like, I have not had a year of her in my life. Like, what happens in the realm of a year is extraordinary. And now as you think about that for your life, what do you want to have for yourself in 2019? What didn't happen for you in 2018 and why? How did you get in your way in 2018? That's another really important question to ask yourself this week. One I've asked myself, hey, there's this one area of my life, this one goal that didn't get to where it wanted. Well, why? And I ask myself why. I'm not afraid to ask it because it's not failure. It's not failure as long as I'm willing to keep getting back up. And I had to take a hard look at myself at this one area and say the reason I didn't get to where I wanted is because I didn't keep showing up the way I could. I showed up, but like a chicken. Like, I showed up partially. How do I get to show up all the way? That is the difference. And so I took a hard look at it this week actually and said, okay, Trish, what do you need to do different this year to show up differently? If the way you showed up for a goal that mattered to you or an area of your life that mattered to you didn't get you the results that you want, well, that means that you need to show up differently. And here's what I have done myself for this goal, and I would recommend that you do for a goal like that for yourself. Take a sheet of paper and write out how you're going to show up differently. I wrote down, I kept putting, like Megan, great example, kept putting it off. I kept putting it off. I kept making excuses or saying, oh, I'll do that when blank. Or I actually got distracted in this one goal about caring a little bit about what people may or may not think of me. And you guys know I work on that all the time, right? Oh, good. I'm glad you're working on your vision board, Rebecca. That's awesome. And this is a great week to be doing a vision board. Absolutely. And set goals. Last 2 years, you think you're going to follow through, but goals I'm going to get tonight bigger goals for 2019. Yes. Let me see the rest of that comment there. Oops. Why can't I see the whole comment? Well, it's not let me see the whole comment, Cassie, but I'm going to respond to you in the text afterwards. But without a doubt, like asking yourself, how did I not show up fully? Because I'm telling you what, the secret to success, how to set goals for success this year is in your goal setting. Have the goal, but then you really need to answer this question. How will I show up? How will I show up? How will I show up? Will I show up by meal prepping, by deciding my meals? Will I show up by decluttering my house so I'm not overwhelmed or disorganized? Will I show up by refusing to make excuses? Will I show up? I stop caring what people think when I start speaking my real truth, my real faith, my real business goals, by putting my business out there the way I know I need to. Where is it that you need to show up? And how are you going to show up differently? That is a question. If you can answer how you're going to show up in 2018, and you can answer that and answer it for yourself and answer it on paper and answer it in your planner and map out and create time and a priority. We all have time to show up, but is it your priority to show up? I want to show up every day. Now, sometimes it's going to be better than others, but at least if I can say I've showed up, then I can rest with confidence and peace. So if you do those things, and you decide today that you will show up, my friend, you will be so successful in 2019 that it will blow your socks off. So with that said, I got to hop on the phone with a new client who's working on some accountability goals, who is getting prepped and revving up to show up in big ways in 2019. So, even if you can't meet with me one-on-one, you can on the podcast. Make sure you listen to the free episode. It's trishblackwell.com/298. That's episode number 298. We're talking about really more in detail, this conversation, but more in detail of how to set goals successfully for the new year and how to show up for yourself in a way that you've never done before. You can get into iTunes by searching The Confidence Podcast, and I'll see you guys there. Let me know if you listened to the episode and what your biggest takeaway was. All right. Thanks for hanging out.